Committee meeting for today, Monday, May 20th. I detect a quorum with myself present, Councilmember Allen, Councilmember Cortez, Councilmember Gadd, Councilmember Parker, Councilmember Rutherford, and Councilmember Vo present. Thank you all for being here. We do not have anyone signed up for public comment, so we will run right into the consent agenda. I'll read off the numbers for consent first, and you can let me know if anything needs to be pulled off before I read the captions. On consent, we have Resolution 2024-465, 467, 470, 471, 472, 474. Bills on second reading on consent are Bill 2024-350, 351, 352, 353, 356, 357, 358, 359, 360, 361, 362, 363, 364, 365, 366, 367, 368, 369, and 370. Bills on third reading consent include BL 2023-130, 131, BL 2024-184, 227, 283, 316, 317, 318, 319, 320, 321, 322, 323, 324, 325, 326, 327, 328, 329, and 330, 331, 332, and 333. Does anything need to be pulled off of consent? Okay, great, thank you. I will move forward with the captions. RS 2024-449 by Coopin, Porterfield, and Gamble approves Amendment 1 to a lease agreement between, no, I'm sorry, that is not on consent. Let me start over, starting with the consent agenda. RS 2024-465, Gamble, Porterfield, Parker approves an intergovernmental agreement between the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation and NDOT for the maintenance of traffic control devices in connection with TDOT's roadway improvement project on Old Hickory Boulevard from Brick Church Pike to Dickerson Pike. RS 2024-467, Coopin, Gamble, Parker authorizes Fourth Avenue Property LLC to construct and install an area encroachment at 107 Fourth Avenue North. RS 2024-470, Coopin, Porterfield, Gamble, Parker approves a participation agreement between the Metropolitan Department of Water and Sewage Services and Elliston Hospitality LLC to provide improved public sanitary sewer service through the construction of an improved stormwater system. RS 2024-471, Eastlick, Porterfield, Gamble, Parker approves a participation agreement between the Metropolitan Department of Water and Sewage Services and the 18 Properties LLC to provide sanitary sewer service improvements for 18's proposed development as well as other existing properties in the area. RS 2024-472, Cap Gamble Parker amends ordinance BL 2021-758 of the Metropolitan Government to negotiate, condemn, and accept permanent easements for the McGavick Pike Stormwater Improvement Project for 5 properties located on McGavick Pike and Gallatin Pike. RS 2024-474, Webb, Ellis, Hancock, and others. A resolution expressing support for the infill development application filed with the Metro Historic Zoning Commission to replace the existing surface parking lot located at 201 through 205 Broadway with new construction, including a new downtown fire and emergency services operations center. Bills on second reading, BL 2024-349, Spain, Gamble, Parker amends the geographic information system street and alley centerline layer for the metropolitan government by renaming 4 disconnected segments of Old Harding Pike. BL 2024-350, Gamble Parker authorizes the abandonment of Alley 896 right-of-way and utility easements between Rindhurst Avenue and 24th Avenue North and the conditional abandonment of Alley 924 right-of-way and partial utility easements between Brando Place and Alley number 896. BL 2024-351, Horton Gamble Parker authorizes the abandonment of portion of Alley 1519 right-of-way from Midland Avenue, then west to the dead end. BL 2024-352, Coop and Gamble Parker authorizes Jamel's Honky Tonk LLC to construct, install, and maintain aerial, underground, and above-ground encroachments at 522, 524, and 532 Fourth Avenue South. BL 2024-353, Taylor Gamble Parker authorizes Tennessee State University to construct and install an aerial and above-ground encroachment at 3100 John A. Merritt Boulevard. BL 2024-356, Gamble Parker Ewing authorizes the Metropolitan Government to adopt the revised flood insurance rate map to minimize dangers to life and property due to flooding and to maintain eligibility for participation in the National Flood Insurance Program. BL 2024-357, Benedict Gamble Parker authorizes the Metropolitan Government to acquire permanent and temporary easements through negotiation, condemnation, and acceptance for the Norvale Avenue Stormwater Improvement Project for 13 properties located on Norvale Avenue and Oxford Street. BL 2024-358, Gamble Parker authorizes the Metropolitan Government to accept new public water and sanitary sewer mains, fire hydrants, assemblies, sewers, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 7211 Carruthers Road, also known as Carruthers Crossing Phase 5B. BL 2024-359, Gamble Parker authorizes the Metropolitan Government to accept new public water and sanitary sewer mains and fire hydrant assemblies, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 7211 Carruthers Road, also known as Carruthers Crossing Phase 10. BL 2024-360, Gamble Parker authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept new public sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for 5 properties located at Nolensville Park Road, Rocky Fork Road, Newsom Lane, and Johnson Industrial Boulevard in Williamson County, also known as the Nolensville Public Works Facility Project. BL 2024-361, Gamble Parker authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept new public sanitary sewer mains, public sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for 2 properties located at 7350 Nolensville Road and Rocky Fork Road in Williamson County, also known as Village Green. BL 2024-362, Gamble Parker authorized Metropolitan Government to abandon existing sanitary sewer pump stations, sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements, and to accept new sanitary sewer mains, new sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for 19 properties located on Nolensville Road, Kidd Road, Alameda Avenue, Baronswood Drive, and Fly Road in Williamson County, also known as Storyvale. BL 2024-363, Parker Gamble authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept a public sanitary sewer manhole for property located at 1806 B. Leachy Avenue, also known as the Villas at Leachy. BL 2024-364, Benedict Gamble Parker authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept new public sanitary sewer main, sanitary sewer manhole for property located at 1328 McAlpine Avenue. BL 2024-365, Joffel Gamble Parker authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept a new public water main for property located at 6501 Pennywell Drive. BL 2024-366, Toombs Gamble Parker authorized Metropolitan Government to accept the replacement and realignment of public water main for property located at 1112 B Baptist World Center Drive, also known as Hudson Row. BL 2024-367, Parker Gamble authorizes the Metropolitan Government to accept new sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 319 Williams Avenue, also known as Williams Retreat Phase 1. BL 2024-368, Coop and Gamble Parker authorized the Metropolitan Government to accept new public water main, public fire hydrant assemblies, and public sanitary sewer manhole for property located at 311 3rd Avenue South, also known as Moto Hotel. BL 2024-369, Evans Gamble Parker authorized Metropolitan Government to accept new public sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 1015 Tulip Grove. BL 2024-370, Greg Gamble Parker authorized Metropolitan Government to abandon existing public sanitary sewer force main and easement and to accept new public water main and sanitary sewer main fire hydrant assemblies, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 2600 Pennington Bend Road, also known as Pennington Mills. Bills on third reading. Bill 2023-130, Huffman Horton, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws the zoning ordinance of metropolitan government by changing from CS to SP zoning for property located at 3910 Central Pike, approximately 240 feet east of Old Hickory Boulevard, 2.06 acres, and located within a planned unit development overlay district to permit 127 multifamily residential units. Bill 2023-131, Huffman Horton amends Title 17, Metro Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan Government by canceling a portion of a planned unit development overlay district for property located at 3910 Central Pike. BL 2024-184, as amended, Evan Siegel, Horton, Huffman, and others, amends the Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws to amend the definitions of multifamily and residence for handicap more than 8 individuals, update reference related to accessory building, detached accessory dwellings, and detached accessory dwelling unit for consistency, add bar and nightclub as a permitted use in certain industrial districts, add daycare as a permitted with conditions use in certain districts, and to add a definition for a half-story related to contextual overlays. Bill 2024-227, Huffman Horton amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing 1.77 acres from AR2A to CS zoning and 0.07 acres from CS to AR2A on a portion of property located at 4000 Andrew Jackson Parkway at the northwest corner of Andrew Jackson Parkway and Old Hickory Boulevard. Bill 2024-283, VO, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from R6A to RM20 ANS zoning for properties located at 75, 77, and 79 Robertson Street, approximately 111 feet east of Fairfield Avenue. BL 2024-316, Gregg, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from IWD to MUNA for property located at 189 Little Green Street at the southeast corner of Little Green Street and Edgar Street. BL 2024-317, Toombs, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from RS10 to SP zoning for properties located at 2840 and 2842 Buena Vista Pike, approximately 58 feet east of Mike Shields Court. BL 2024-318, Toombs, authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-317, a proposed specific plan zoning districts on property located at 2840 and 2842 Buena Vista Pike. BL 2024-319, as amended, Horton amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from R8 to RM15 ANS zoning for property located at 6109 Robertson Avenue, approximately 230 feet north of Deal Avenue. Bill 2024-320, Taylor, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County by changing from RS5 to SP zoning for property located at 1631 16th Avenue North at the southwest corner of 16th Avenue North and Wheeler Street. BL 2024-321, Taylor, authorizes building materials and restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-320, a proposed specific plan zoning district on properties located at 1631 16th Avenue North at the southeast corner of 16th Avenue North and Wheeler Street. BL 2024-322, Gregg, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from R10 and CL to SP zoning for properties located at 310 and 312 Donaldson Pike, approximately 280 feet north of Emory Drive. BL 2024-323, Gregg, authorizes building materials, restrictions, and requirements for BL 2024-322, a proposed specific plan zoning district on properties located at 310 and 312 Donaldson Pike. BL 2024-324, Toombs, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from R10 to RM15 ANS zoning for property located at 2128 Belfield Avenue, approximately 147 feet northeast of Courtney Avenue. BL 2024-325, Druffel Ewing, amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of Metropolitan Government by changing from R40 to RM4 to SP zoning for property located at 6842 Highway 70 South, approximately 1,600 feet west of Harding Pike. BL 2024-326, Druffel Ewing authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-325, a proposed specific plan zoning district on properties located at 6842 Highway 70 South, approximately 1,600 feet west of Harding Pike. BL 2024-327, Benedict amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of metropolitan government by changing from RS10 to SB zoning for property located at Hart Lane, unnumbered at the northwestern corner of Hart Lane and Saunders Avenue. BL 2024-328, Benedict authorizes building material restrictions and requirements for BL 2024-327, proposed Pacific Plan zoning district on properties located at Hart Lane, unnumbered at the northwestern corner of Hart Lane and Saunders Avenue. BL 2024-329, Welch amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and zoning ordinance of the metropolitan government by changing from R10 to OR20 ANS zoning for property located at 99 Thompson Lane at the corner of Thompson Lane and Dobbs Avenue. BL 2024-330, Gamble amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and zoning ordinance of metropolitan government by changing from OG to MUL zoning for property located at 605 West Due West Avenue, the southeast corner of West Due West Avenue and Briarfield Road. BL 2024-331, Hancock Allen amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws and zoning ordinance of the metropolitan government by changing from RS 7.5 to R8 zoning for properties located at 330, 334, 338, and 342 Rio Vista Drive, approximately 691 feet south of Anderson Lane. BL 2024-332, Evans amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of metropolitan government by changing from R8 to RM9 ANS zoning for property located at 5001 Bell Road at the southeast corner of Old Hickory Boulevard and Bell Road. And finally, substitute BL 2024-333 by Horton amends Title 17 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws, the zoning ordinance of metropolitan government by changing from R8 to RM15 ANS zoning for property located at 6307 Robinson Avenue, approximately 271 feet west of Crawley Drive. May I have a motion for the consent agenda? Oh, we have a comment. Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Could I pull a couple off just to ask questions?
Okay.
Okay, 4. RS 2024-474.
474. That is number 9, okay.
And then BL 2024-349 on second reading.
Okay. That's number
then-
10.
On third reading,
Oh, well, that one wasn't on consent.
Okay.
349, okay.
BL 2023-130.
130. Okay.
And BL 2024-227.
All right. Got those pulled off of consent.
Thank you very much.
Are there any other bills that need to be pulled off? All right. May I have a motion for the consent agenda? Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. The consent agenda is approved. Now going back to our agenda, starting with resolution number 1, RS 2024-449 by Coopin, Porterville, and Gamble approves Amendment 1 to a lease agreement between the Metropolitan Government and Nashville Garage LP for office space at 350 Dedrick Street. May I have a motion? Move for approval and properly seconded, and Councilmember Coopin is here. Would you like to speak on your bill?
I'm happy to just move it, Chair.
All right. The sponsor has moved the bill, moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Without any discussion, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to number 2, RS 2024-455, Styles Porterfield Gamble Welch approves 3 option agreements authorizing the purchase of properties for a new elementary school in Antioch, Tennessee. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Neither of the sponsors on this bill are here. Oh, I am. I'm here. So I will move the bill for discussion. And it looks like Councilmember Allen has you're recognized.
Yes, ma'am. This is going to be a theme today, and Lisa, you're going to have to help me out on this. In the past, when we did developments that we knew were going to create lots of new families, then we would require them to set aside land. But then we discovered we had a bunch of pieces of little orphan lots that we couldn't consolidate to use for land for schools. So now we're paying money to buy land for new schools, which is great because it's badly needed in that part of town. But we're gonna have a couple of new zoning bills, again, where we're creating a need for new schools and there's no, so I'm just trying to get from, I think Lisa's the correct one to answer this question. Do we still ask any kind of requirement from developers to help us create space or funding or something for new schools that we know we're going to need when we add this density?
Planning table, you're recognized.
Sure. So we have not required a school site dedication in many years, upon the advice of Metro Legal, actually, that we stopped doing that. And so
Okay.
we have not done that for many years. We do report out on any zone changes to let you all know where schools may be overcrowded. I think there also is, in regards to school numbers and crowding, since there has been a preponderance of charter schools or schools that aren't district specific, it's also a little bit more complex to understand actual school needs. Because just because an area is generating families doesn't necessarily mean that the children that are being generated would go to the schools in that district.
Because we have
So
options now.
So
Okay.
it's much more complex, but no, we have not required a school site dedication in a number of years.
Okay, and our legal
Probably at
department
least
says,
5.
okay. And just in terms of, as opposed to that, financial contributions, I'm guessing that's what legal said we also couldn't necessarily require. Maybe that's,
I would probably let legal speak to any sort of requirements as it relates to requirements specific to zone changes.
gotcha.
Okay, is
Wait,
there
wait a minute.
someone from the,
Okay. It's not critical today. I will follow up with them on that. It was an ongoing thing. So thank you for that clarification.
all right, thank you. Are there any other questions on this particular bill, resolution? All right, with no further questions, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to RS 2024-456, Coop and Porterville Gamble approves a 10th amendment to a lease agreement between the Metropolitan Government and Square Investment Holdings LLC for office space in the Washington Square building located at 222 2nd Avenue North. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
Thank you. I just had some questions about what the recommendation from Metro Historic was. My understanding was that there's still some discussion, and I just want to make sure we understand what the back and forth has been so far. So,
Is
or if
anyone,
the sponsor wants to speak to it as well, but I would appreciate more context before I vote on this one. Different bill, sorry.
okay, yeah. So we're on number 3.
Okay, hold
RS
that
20.
thought for when we get to that other bill.
Okay. Is there any more discussion on RS 2024-456? All right, with no further discussion, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Okay, now we're moving on to number 10 on our agenda. A BL 2024, okay, that's right. Number 9 was pulled off. RS 2024-474 by Webb, Ellis, Hancock, and others. A resolution expressing support for the infield development application filed with the Metro Historic Zoning Commission to replace the existing surface parking lot located at 201-205 Broadway with new construction, including a new downtown fire and emergency service operations center. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. And the sponsor on the bill is here, and so I will move to you, Councilmember Webb. Would you like to speak on your bill?
Thank you, Chair. what exactly would you like to know, Berkeley? And then Mark Young is here too to speak on it from the fire department.
Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate that. I am all for a new fire hall. I am also for the preservation of the historic district on downtown Broadway because it's, I mean, that's what makes it a cool place to come to. And we don't want to kill the goose that laid the golden egg. So just from a historical standpoint, my understanding is the Historic Commission had some suggestions on how this design could fit better while still serving the function that we really want to be there. So I just want to ensure that that we all understand what that back and forth has been.
All right,
So
is
if there's
someone
someone-
here from the Historical Commission? Okay. All right, Councilmember Webb?
Okay, I can answer that. Due to the blasting that it would take for them to go down, they needed to go up. This site has never had an historic building on it. They're asking for additional 9 feet. In return, they'll make the front facade, everything. And then like, you know, how you just said, we used to ask the developers with the schools how to help the city. Well, I brainstormed, saw an alley behind there that didn't belong to anybody. I said, what, the police department got a police thing, so what about the fire getting a little substation? Reached out to the developer. He's very into pro-fire department and pro-police, and he's agreed to give us the land right there that he would own half of, and the other lady too, and build a fire station. And Mark Young can talk more about that. Chief Swan and them would really, really love to have it, but they do need, the developer will need the additional 9 feet off the setback.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any follow-up on that?
Yeah, just in looking at the documents that went before the Historic Commission, my understanding is that they showed pictures of buildings that used to be there and that perhaps they had basements and therefore it may not require blasting to go down, is what I heard and what I read. So again, I just would love to know if there could be further discussion about the design so that we can accomplish all of these desired goals while still respecting the historic guidelines that every other building in that section of downtown has managed to comply with.
Okay, thank you. Someone was walking forward. Are you with the Historical Commission? Okay.
Metro Fire.
Okay, we'll go to Councilmember Coopin, and then if there are any specific questions regarding fire, we'll go back to the public table. Councilmember Coopin, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. Appreciate this really, really interesting situation before us. First of all, extending my support for kind of these efforts and these conversations. I know a number of people have asked, I believe Councilmember Webb this afternoon, did she have the district person's support? Because obviously this is in my district, and she does for these efforts. This is, councilman courtesy has been honored here, so I just want to make sure that's clear. Really tricky situation where we have a parking lot that is in the historic overlay outside of the National Register District, playing with a number of different design guidelines, and then, appreciate my colleague discovering that there is an alleyway that's potentially unincorporated at this point that may be able to be used to bring a fire station downtown, which I know that the downtown folks would really appreciate. I also share my colleagues' questions and concerns about what does historic do and say in this space. I do have a meeting set up with the applicant as well as members from the Historic Commission staff to further discuss some of the questions that were raised in the previous Historic Commission meeting to address those. So whether that passes now or whether our bill passes now or later, my intention is to continue having meetings, trying to bring everybody together to a solution. In my 7 or 8 months so far, one of the challenges I continue to see before me is kind of this dance of preserving the historic character and interest of the district, while also recognizing that buildings are going 65, 70, 75, 80 feet tall in that area, and some are able to do it because they're outside of an overlay versus in an overlay. So this is a weird one. This is a different one than I think we've seen before, and we're continuing to move forward with conversations, and again, appreciate my colleagues' efforts in this capacity.
Thank you. Councilmember Allen, do you have any follow-up?
Just to say, I appreciate the conversation, and my vote against this resolution is not because I don't want a fire hall there. It's just because I hope we can continue the conversation. I appreciate what everybody's working on to accomplish really important goals.
Thank you. All right. Without further discussion, we have a motion on the table to approve. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? 1. Any abstentions? All right, thank you very much. Moving on to, I just writing my notes. Moving on to bills on second reading, starting with number 10, BL 2024-349 by Spain Gamble Parker, amends the Geographic Information System street and alley centerline layer for the metropolitan government by renaming 4 disconnected segments of Old Harding Pike. There is an amendment on this bill, so I will go to the sponsor, Councilmember Spain. Oh, well, first, I need a motion. Moved and properly seconded. Now, Councilmember Spain, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd appreciate a motion on the substitute which corrects an error in the bill's caption.
All right, the substitute has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor of the substitute say aye, or amendment, aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, now we're on the bill as amended. Councilmember Spain, would you like to make a motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This bill needs to be approved by the Emergency Communications Board before it can pass on second reading. That should happen at their June meeting, so I'd like to request a deferral until our July 2nd meeting.
Thank you. So motion is deferral until, okay, thank you. I need to get a committee member to move that motion. Councilmember Gadd, thank you. Motion has been moved and seconded. Thank you. All those in favor of this, of a deferral until July 2nd on the bill as amended, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, moving to bills on third reading, starting with number 30 on your agenda, BL 2023-130 by Huffman and Horton, amends Title 17 of Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance of the Metropolitan Government by changing from CS to SP zoning for property located at 3910 Central Pike, approximately 240 feet west of Old Hickory Boulevard, and located within a planned unit development overlay district to permit 127 multifamily residential units in an existing building. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Councilmember Huffman is here. Would you like to speak on your bill?
Yeah, just a short comment. This is a really good project that we talked a little bit about in the last meeting. Just as a reminder, we're taking an existing building and we're modifying the zoning to allow for more affordable housing for the unhoused community. I ask for your support on this and move for approval.
Thank you, Councilmember Huffman. Are there any further questions? Councilmember Allen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm excited about what Councilmember Huffman has done and just thrilled to hear about the affordable housing component. This was the one I was saying is one of several where we're creating 127 multifamily units. So there will probably be lots of school kids. So just for us to be aware that as we increase school capacity, to be trying to think of how we can help the community also provide the space and the school capacity for that. But I think this is a fantastic project and I fully support it.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Without further discussion, all those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you. And let's see, number 33 on our agenda, BL 2024-227, Huffman Horton amends Title 17 Metropolitan Code of Laws and Zoning Ordinance, the Metropolitan Government by changing from 1.77 acres from AR2A to CS zoning and 0.07 acres from CS to AR2A on a portion of property located at 4000 Andrew Jackson Parkway at the northwest corner of Andrew Jackson Parkway and Old Hickory Boulevard. May I have a motion? Moved and properly seconded. Further discussion, Councilmember Huffman.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick note on this project. This is it's going to be a good addition for the community. The new business that'll be going in here is the Wawa convenience store. Once again, this will provide a few things, additional lighting in the intersection that is very dark. Number two, it provides additional food options for those that are working third shift or visiting somebody at the local hospital. And number three, they're going to let me plant wildflowers on that property in the floodplain, so you can't beat that. So move for approval.
Thank you, Councilmember Huffman. Is there any further discussion, Councilmember Allen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to ask one more question about the floodplain. If there's someone from Stormwater that can just educate me, or maybe on planning, about how, if this is fully in the floodplain and we're adding more pavement, how, just what the accommodations are that need to be made to ensure that, it will still allow water to go where it needs to go and water Councilmember Huffman's wildflowers.
Thank you. We have someone here from Stormwater. If you would introduce yourself and go on and speak. You're
Thank you.
recognized.
Greeting council members, this is Steve Mishu with Metro Water Services. So we do have pretty extensive floodplain requirements. If you add impervious in the floodplain, we require you to do detention. And if you're in the Cumberland River, we could analyze for detention as well and see if there's a opt-out program. But in general, we do have pre-post requirements that require detention for any increased impervious.
Thank you. I figured there was an engineering solution. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mishu. Are there any further questions? With no further questions, we'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to, was that it? No, that's it. That's the end of our agenda. Thank you all for being here today. The meeting is adjourned.